Hey guys, this is Coach Bill with Fat Loss Made Easy. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. What is today? Today is Wednesday. I should know that. So today, guys, since it is Wednesday, this is normally my non-fasting day, and this week I'm kind of mixing it up a little bit, doing something a little different. So on my non-fasting days, I usually have I usually break my fast, or I don't fast. I usually break my fast around 16 hours, 18 hours with something lean. But today, I'm not going to eat anything for 20 hours. So basically, I'm going 20 hours today on my non-fasting days. And then on my fasting days, I'm going to go 23, break my fast at 23 hours, and then have my first fat meal around 20 at the 24-hour mark. So I'm not drinking my fat coffee because obviously, if I did, I'd be breaking my fast, so I wouldn't be doing a true fast. So all that work, all those hours of not consuming any kind of calories, I don't really want to blow it um, and break my fast too early. I want to get the most out of the benefits of the longer fast. So um, somebody asked me yesterday, why are you doing this? Why are you going longer on your non-fasting? And I said, well, I'm just trying something out here. I don't think I need to eat as many calories as the app is telling me I should eat, but if I'm looking to add more lean muscle and of course lose more body fat. But I also don't think I need to eat as many calories as the app is telling me, which I know I don't because I can't eat that much food. And I don't feel that good if I'm over consuming too many calories per meal or per day. And I don't think I need that much protein to keep adding lean muscle either. And so far, I've cut my protein in half for the last couple of months. And and I both are still increasing our strength, which means obviously we're adding lean muscle. So I just think these apps are just something to go by and just kind of get an idea of what you're supposed to have. But I think they're um, causing people to still eat too much food, and that's probably why why the United States is still pretty fat. People are still eating too much at each meal, and of course too much carbs. So I am enjoying my black coffee. Well, as you can see, I have my white workout tank top on. I just got back from the gym with our granddaughters, and normally what happens is if I'm doing a live video, if I don't do it as soon as I get home from the gym and everything in my mind is still fresh, I'll forget what I'm going to say, and so the outcome isn't pretty. So I've decided from now on that as soon as I get home from working out, I'm going to jump on here if I have a new topic that I want to talk about. And today is a topic. It's very concerning. I've told you guys in the past that I'm on quite a few different intermittent fasting groups or weight loss groups and diabetic groups. And I review the questions on most of them almost every day just to kind of get an idea of what people are concerned with or what questions they have out there. And it's the same old thing over and over again. It's the same question that isn't being answered by the health professionals so that the people that are asking these questions will fully understand the root cause of why they're having such a hard time losing weight. And guys, it's really not a difficult answer. It's really a simple answer. And if you're given the right tools, it's actually a simple fix. And the biggest thing out there right now, guys, is people are still having a hard time losing weight. Now, at first, they go on this, I don't know, this fancy diet or go on this new wave diet that all these celebrities are losing tons of weight on. And yeah, at first they're going to lose weight. And then as 30 days goes by, it gets a little more difficult. As 60 days goes by, it gets worse, and they're having major cravings, food cravings, especially when it comes to carb cravings, because you guys have been carboholics for so many years. And then about the 90-day mark, they quit because it's just mentally too hard for them, and maybe the program just doesn't fit their scheduling, and because it may throw them off, and that will cause some kind of hormonal issue. And that's the root cause. But I don't understand why more and more nutritionists and health professionals aren't talking on YouTube or blogging about the root cause to why most people have a difficult time losing weight, and then they can't keep it off. See, the whole option of the whole thing, guys, is to actually lose your body fat and then keep it off for the rest of your life. And your body has natural mechanisms that are designed to help you not have cravings for those carbohydrates or for those sweets that you get when you're trying to lose weight. Your body already has natural mechanism, and it's always going to, and it's hormones. That's the natural. And all these, the last few years, Emily and I have been doing so much, actually the last probably 7 years, Emily and I have been doing a lot of research on hormones, and of course working with a lot of people who have hormonal issues, and helping them get through them, and working very close with a legitimate hormone specialist doctor who is very well educated and has a whole lot of experience with patients and helping them and their hormones for men and women, and we work very close with her also. So we've pretty much educated ourselves on the hormones that are going to help you not only stop those cravings or sweet cravings, but also the hormones that are causing your cravings. And it's a simple, like I said, it's kind of simple. It's driven by the types of foods you're eating and the time you're eating, and uneducated people or nutritionists who are not explaining to their clients the how the hormones contribute to not only weight gain but also weight loss. And so those of you that follow me know that I wrote a book. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly about hormones, and it's in Amazon.com. Just type in books and type in my name, Bill Mabry, and that book will come up. Well, there's one particular hormone that seems to be the major player in why most people get those cravings of carbs and sabotage their weight loss, or get the cravings of sweets and sabotage their weight loss. Now, Emily and I have learned how to control that guy. And those of you that follow me know I talk a lot about that guy. And the guy I'm talking about is a hormone known as Ghrelin. And you guys know that I pretty much like to say documentation will always overrule conversation. And so that's why Emily and I are so into not only using our courses that we provide for our clients, just to show them that no, we're doing the course also, and we're controlling the hormones that are causing issues, or we're activating the hormones that are helping us grow or add lean muscle and lose body fat, and it works because we're doing it ourselves. And so it wouldn't make sense if I was fat and then trying to educate you about being healthy. It doesn't. That wouldn't make sense, right? And besides, I wouldn't want to be that way anyway. I've already gone through all that once before. But one of the biggest hormones out there And one of the hormones that you really need to understand that actually will sabotage not only your weight loss, but it also sabotages your hormones that are designed to help you lose weight. And that guy is called ghrelin. So if you're looking for long-term weight loss and you're looking to get through those carbohydrate cravings and those sweet cravings, and if you're looking to readjust your body's thought process as far as eating better foods and not having to think about eating those starchy carbs or those sweets, then you need to understand the hormone ghrelin and how it works. So before I really get into that, let's see what the medical websites how they describe ghrelin, and I'm just going to read it. I didn't write this. This was written by WebMed, which is a medical site. And what ghrelin? Now, this is what WebMed defined ghrelin, the hormone. Okay, it says ghrelin is a hormone that is produced and released mainly by the stomach, with small amounts of also released by the small intestines, pancreas, and the brain. Ghrelin has numerous functions. It is termed the hunger hormone. Remember that term because we're going to talk a little bit about that term. But remember, this is not me. This is WebMed definition. But you really need to understand what these two words mean. Hunger hormone. Because it stimulates appetite. Hunger hormone because it stimulates appetite, which means it increases food intake and promotes fat storage. So basically, this country is an epidemic of obesity. You guys know that. No matter where you go out and you go to the beach, or you go to a park, or you go to a splash park with your, and it's really sad because so many young children are obese, and so many young boys in their 12s and actually 10 and higher have man boobs. And because these young kids are obese and because they have these man boob issues, that's determining what their outcome is as they get older, and the outcome isn't very good. I mean, right now, type 2 diabetes is an epidemic in the young and the old. Even younger kids are starting to get type 2 diabetics. It all boils down to being the types of food they're eating and their time eating and stuff like, when they're eating and how often they're eating per day. It's all driven by hormone. If you were to look up man boobs in young boys, what's the definition of that? Estrogen dominant. That's the problem. Now, there's research out there right now. You can go on YouTube video, look up estrogen in our water. There is an overloaded amount of estrogen in our drinking water, which then they're putting it into your bottled water. And not only are you consuming tons and tons of estrogen in your starchy processed carbohydrate foods, but now you're drinking it in your drinking water, and so your body is just overloaded with estrogen, and more so in young boys. And I mean, there's a lot of men, older men, that have man boobs also because of what? Their hormones are out of balance. So there was actually, and this is another, right below the definition from WebMed was this article written on WebMed also. And it says, German researchers have suggested that ghrelin levels play a big role in determining how quickly hunger comes back after we eat. All right? So, how often have you gone out to dinner and stuffed yourself, and then 2 hours later you were hungry again? Even though 2 hours prior, when you stuffed yourself, you were full. Most of you probably quite a few times. And that's ghrelin. That's that hormone that causes you to be hungry again. Well, the driver to reason why you're hungry in 2 hours is because of the starchy carbs, the overloading of starchy processed carbs you ate 2 hours prior, and that's what activates ghrelin 2 hours later, and you're not really hungry. No. Matter of fact, let me give you a secret here. Have a big glass of, well, we drink hydrogen-rich water, so you guys don't have that probably. But you have a big glass of hydrogen-rich water and suck down a quarter teaspoon of Himalayan pink sea salt. Guess what it does to that hormone, ghrelin? Drops it. You, like I said, you're not really hungry 2 hours after a big, massive meal, but that ghrelin is telling you what you are, so you're going to eat again 2 hours later, and you're going to have more carbs. It's a vicious cycle. So you're going to be hungry again, and you're going to have more carbs or sweets. You're going to be snacking before you go to bed at night. Well, like I said, it's not because you're hungry, it's because of that ghrelin hormone, so you have to learn how to control it. But anyway, let me finish what it said here. So it says, normally, ghrelin levels go up dramatically before you eat because it increases your appetite. This signals hunger, naturally. They then go down for about 3 hours after the meal. The problem is most of you are eating way too much starchy processed carbohydrates per sitting, which is causing the ghrelin in less than 2 hours to go back up again. That's the problem. And that's what's not being explained to these people that are having these cravings of carbs or sweets when they're trying to lose fat or belly fat or whatever fat. Now, there's plenty of research in medical scientific case journals that talk about the different hormones that activate appetite or depresses appetite. And there's a particular research in the National Library of Medicine, and it's an actual case study because anything, when you're looking up, when you're trying to research something medically, it needs to come from an actual scientific case study journal report. And there's at the very top, before they even explain anything, there should be a word that says abstract. Now that means that this is actually a science report. Now, you guys have heard me say, follow the science. I mean, we've been told this for the last, year and a half now? Because of COVID-19, the government keeps telling us, or the doctors on the government panels keep telling us, follow the science. We got to follow the science. Well, obviously they're not following the science, or I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, they're not following the science. But I'm saying it. Follow the science. There's plenty of science out there showing or what ghrelin does and how it causes you to have an appetite. Now, remember what I said, that ghrelin was your hunger hormone and it stimulates appetite? Let's do this. Ghrelin, let's look at ghrelin as being a time clock. Okay? So you wake up every morning at 6 and you make your black coffee or you do whatever you do to get ready to go to work. And then about 7:30, 8 o'clock, you have breakfast every morning. And you've been doing this for quite a few years. And then you go to the office, and about 10 o'clock, you get a break. You get a 10-minute break, right? And most of you will probably snack on something. Um, Most people do not snack on things healthy. They snack on sweets, donuts, whatever in the office. Okay, about 10 o'clock, right? And then about, I don't know, 12 to 1 o'clock, you might be sitting there working, and all of a sudden your stomach starts making funny noises, right? Starts growling and things. And you look up, and guess what? It's lunchtime. Okay, so there's your time clock. You don't even need a watch. You don't even need to look at the clock because your stomach is telling you what? Lunchtime. And then around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you get another break. So what's that? Another snack, right? And then you go home at 5. You clock out at 5, and you go home, and dinner's ready by 6 or 7. And that you're hungry. You get, about a few minutes before you know you're going to eat, you start getting hungry again. Well, guys, that is actually the hormone ghrelin telling you it's time to eat because it acts as a time clock. Okay, and now remember what I said. Ghrelin is mostly activated by what? High starchy processed foods. Multiple times per day. And that's exactly what most of you are doing. And so by doing this, you're not even dipping into your own stored body fat. No, why? Body doesn't need those. I mean, you got two energy sources, guys. You got one, which is the simplest and easiest one for the body to go after, and that's the carbohydrates that you're eating multiple times a day. You got a secondary energy source if you run out of carbohydrates, and that's your own stored body fat. But that's a secondary because you're consuming multiple times per day, plenty of carbs. So the body does not have to go after what? The body fat for energy. Doesn't need to. So what's it going to do? Well, because you're consuming so many carbohydrates every single day, where are those extra carbs going that you're not utilizing as energy? Well, it's converted into fat and stored in fat cells. But yet, you're not actually using your own fat cells to burn as energy. So that's probably the reason why you keep gaining weight, especially after 40, 50, 60 years old. Now, the National Library of Medicine did some research on two hormones, leptin and ghrelin. And now, why did they research on both of these? Well, in my The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of Hormones, I have an explanation on leptin and ghrelin and how they both have something in common. The leptin hormone, depresses your appetite. Ghrelin hormone increases your appetite. Ghrelin hormones are driven by food, certain types of food. Increases. Well, what happens is that when your ghrelin is too high, your leptin is tanked. And that's why it doesn't work. It's they call it leptin resistance. Look that up. And so obviously here you need to address the root cause to your cravings and your appetite and reverse ghrelin, right? Obviously. And you need to understand how to do that, and you need to be given the right tools in order to activate hormones that help you lose that belly fat, and then decrease the hormones that are causing your cravings, or the one that's actually, you want to really decrease the one that's causing you to gain weight, and that's insulin. Ghrelin increases your appetite, which then increases your insulin, which then makes you add more fat cells, and you just get fatter and fatter. I don't care how much exercising you guys are doing. Unless you get these hormones under control, you can do all the exercising you want. And it goes back it goes right back to what? It's all food driven. And the time you're eating. If you just do what our ancestors did and acclimate the body to certain foods and acclimate the body to actually eating certain times of the day, then the body has already been designed to do that in the first place. But us here in America, we are being driven by the food market, and the food market is telling you have to have 5-6 meals a day. And that's not true. That's the unhealthy way to eat. That's the wrong way to do it. You need to revert back to the 2,000-year-old meal plan that our ancestors did, and that the body is already designed to do in the first place. And that's why people who do the high-fat, low-carb meal plans and combine it with intermittent fasting, that's why they're so successful in losing that body fat or belly fat or whatever fat. And that's why they're able to do it for the rest of their lives, because their bodies already is designed to do it in the first place, and it does not want to go back to the old way of high carb meals. The body's designed to eat less foods than the American public is eating. The body is not designed to eat the standard American diet at all. And that's why this country is one of the fattest countries in the world, because it's driven by the food market. They want you to eat all this trashy food and crappy food. And this trashy food and toxic food is getting worse year after year after year. Don't believe the medical professionals if they're telling you cancer is actually going down. It's not going down. It's not going to go down, because our water is so contaminated with pesticides and herbicides and estrogen and multiple chemicals, hundreds and hundreds of different chemicals. I mean, that's causing the body to be sick, and the immune system just cannot keep up. But there is hope. You're never going to get away from the environmental toxin, but you can activate the body's natural way of detoxing itself of these chemicals daily. Not only by the water you're drinking. Hydrogen-rich water is actually known to detox you with every glass. It helps flush out the toxins that you've consumed throughout the day. But your time eating, intermittent fasting, one of the biggest benefits of that is putting your body into an environment known as autophagy. And autophagy is the body's natural way to detox itself from all these chemicals, not only at the cellular level, but also in your gut and in your small intestines and all that place. I mean, it's science backed. You know what's crazy? Autophagy was only discovered in 2016, and the researcher who discovered autophagy won a Nobel Prize for it. That's why not too many people know about this. Okay, so guys, like I said, you know what? You've got to put it in your mind that you need to learn how to balance your hormones and get them right. And do that first. That should be your first step. And all you got to do is just change the type of food you're eating, change the time you're eating, and give your body a chance and patience and time to acclimate to it. You can't fix this overnight. Your hormones have been jacked up for years. So what makes you think you can do it overnight? You can't. You got to set yourself a goal for 6 months to a year to 2 years. I mean, I've people who are successful, they understand that. They have patience. And most of them are consistent because they want to feel better. They want to slow premature aging like us seniors do. It works. It really does work. Okay, guys. So, guys, you can go to my YouTube channel, type in Bill Mabry, subscribe to it. You can also go to my Facebook group page, join it. I got a free book in there for those of you that are looking to lose a belly fat and to maybe not make as many mistakes as we did, because we talk about the mistakes people make. Those of you that may have a fatty liver or you're a type 2 diabetic, I got a free book in there also that will help you understand how to lower your glucose levels. And of course, I've got some of my fat burning recipes there also. So guys, I hope you saw some value in this, and hope you learned something today. Have a great day. Bye.